Inherited will. One of the most important aspects of the One Piece story, maybe the most important piece of the story. I've just been thinking about it and I can't grasp the idea of Blackbeard being the next Rocks. Me and one of my friends that I play football with, we were literally talking about it the other day and we were just asking ourselves, how in God's name did Rocks have a son like Blackbeard? Rocks from the flashback, we see that this guy is a proper man. He's got loyalty to Harold. So much so that he was willing to beat up Kaido for even suggesting Rocks to overpower Harold and submit him to his will. Rocks said Harold is his friend and he will never do that to his friend. Rocks got loyalty to his friends. Blackbeard, on the other hand, does not care about anyone other than himself and his ambitions. In my opinion, Blackbeard is not the next Rocks and therefore doesn't inherit Rocks' will. I've made a video on why I think Blackbeard isn't the next Rocks, so do go and check that out and I go more in depth in that video. Rocks for me is a legend. This guy, in my opinion, has completely overshadowed Roger's character in the God's Valley flashback, and I plan to make a video explaining that very soon. But just look at our expectations of Rocks before the God Valley incident. The world government painted a picture of Rocks in that he is the most dangerous pirate in all of existence. If you look at chapter 957, we see Rocks' silhouette for the first time. He looks like an absolute madman with that insane long hair and most of all, that insane smile. And to top it all off, Kaido and Big Mom were part of his crew. During the time of chapter 957, we just got done with the Whole Cake Island arc and are now going into the Wano arc. In this very same chapter, Big Mom and Kaido formed an alliance. Big Mom and Kaido have been in direct conflicts against Luffy and his crew, so at this point in the story, Big Mom and Kaido are the villains of the story. Kaido right now has the highest bounty out of any pirate in the world during the time of that chapter, and even now I believe as well, since Luffy, Law and Kid are still on 3 billion bounty. And then when you hear that the big two villains right now that Luffy is fighting were part of Rocks' crew and were subordinates to Rocks himself, plus the crazy silhouette reveal, you get this natural bias as a reader thinking, man, this Rocks guy must have been some messed up evil pirate to have 3 Yonko pirates in his crew, which include Luffy's current villains. How can he not think Rocks is gonna be this evil piece of shit villain? You think he would be like Blackbeard. You expect him to be like Blackbeard. This evil pirate just doing whatever he likes. Big Mom and Kaido are evil. So you can imagine how evil their captain would have been. There's levels to this, and Rocks before the God's Valley flashback had an image created for him being the most evil, dangerous pirate of all time. The propaganda worked and we believed the rumors, but then you read the God's Valley flashback and you see Rocks fighting against Emu, trying his hardest to save his wife and son, crying to Garp and Roger, begging them both to kill him. This is not the Rocks that we thought we would get. We thought we were gonna get a ruthless killer, but no, we get a guy who's trying his best to protect his family. The image that was presented of Rocks was not the same guy we saw in those chapters. Do you know what this reminds me of? Remember when the Straw Hats returned to Shabodi after the 2-year time skip and we see Luffy's bounty being 400 million back then? We see the fake Straw Hats and the fake Luffy basically running the whole island, bullying everyone because of Luffy and the Straw Hats' reputation. The world government fed the world the information that Monkey D. Luffy is a dangerous pirate. Everyone who saw the real Luffy turn up was in fear of Luffy because of the perception and the rumors that this guy is an evil, dangerous, messed up pirate. Just like how Rocks was presented to us, the viewers, in that he was meant to be this evil, demonic, dangerous pirate, when in reality, these two guys just want to protect their own and have adventures across the seas. Rocks says he wants the world, but that's quite vague. Oda never really expanded on that. In one chapter he says he wants the world, but in chapter 1155, he pulls up on Emu and says he will come back for Emu. And then in chapter 1164, he confronts Emu and says Davy Jones was the former king of the world. Is that what Rocks wanted? To defeat Emu and be king of the world? Or did he want to defeat Emu to protect his son and wife, who are part of the Davy clan? Rocks wanting the world and Luffy wanting to be Pirate King is the same thing for me. Luffy, when he mentioned to Rayleigh back in Shabodi Archipelago, he said he wants to be Pirate King because the man with the most freedom is the Pirate King. Rocks wanting to defeat Emu and become king of the world means himself, his wife and son, and the rest of the remaining Davy clan members can now be free and live their lives because Emu is not there anymore, hunting them down. Rocks, similar to Luffy, never actually gives orders to his pirate crew. His pirate crew is nuts. They do whatever they like. And even Whitebeard told him so many times not to tell him what to do. This is the same approach Luffy has when he leads his crew. He never gives them direct orders, he just lets everyone do what they need to do. That is freedom. He gives his fellow crew members the freedom to do what they want. In my opinion, Rocks wanted total freedom, and in some ways, he was free because he was arguably the strongest pirate in the world, even with Roger, Whitebeard and everyone else being there and arguably at their prime. So that strength gives him the power to be free, as well as having the strongest crew in the world. Rocks was free. He could do what he wanted. However, the reality is, he actually wasn't free. Him and his family were sought after by Emu and were planned to be eradicated. So Rocks himself didn't have true freedom until he defeated Emu and became king of the world. And with Luffy, he straight up says he doesn't even care if there is no treasure at the end of the journey. He wants that title of Pirate King to be the freest man in the sea. So in my opinion, both Luffy and Rocks are looking and searching for freedom. That is their ultimate desire. But the tragedy for Rocks is that in chapter 1163, when he got Domi reversed by Emu, he lost his freedom and will to Emu, and then was forced to go after his family. And in chapter 1165, we see Roger and Garp combine their king's haki together to finally defeat Rocks, as Rocks was begging for them to kill him and was in full tears. The tragedy for me is that not only did Rocks lose his freedom to Emu, but also from my understanding, and correct me down below in the comments, but from my understanding, he is the only character with the D initial to die without a smile on his face. The D clan are not afraid of death. They all die with a smile on their face, but Rocks didn't. One of the strongest, if not the strongest pirate in history, not dying with a smile on his face, doesn't sit right with me. For me, Luffy will be the one to inherit Rocks' will and will be the one to defeat Emu. Luffy has the power of Joy Boy in Gear 5, and Rocks died without any joy. He was in pain and was tormented being under Emu's control. Rocks died without the iconic D-Clan smile, whilst Luffy in Gear 5 does nothing but smile. The way Luffy has these rescue missions, such as in MES Lobby with Nico Robin, is the same with Rocks going after Sharky and his wife and kid. Rocks says to Emu, "Are you afraid of Davy or Joy Boy?" It's destined for Luffy to get his revenge for Rocks against Emu. Rocks and Luffy, in my opinion, are so alike it's scary. They both want ultimate freedom, they protect their friends and family, and they are loyal to their closest ones. Whereas many pirates, as we have seen, can be the biggest snakes and have turned their backs on so many people, including their own crew. Blackbeard, I'm looking at you. Emu being the presence of darkness and Luffy's Gear 5 being the symbol of light itself, as well as Joy Boy being known as the Sun God, is the foundation of a destined fight between the light of the One Piece world and the darkness of it with Emu. Luffy will be the one to free the Davy clan from Emu, just like how Rocks wanted, as he, in my opinion, is the modern day version of Rocks.